and we're a team really that consists of veterinarians, policy and advocacy, and development specialists, as well as community engagement specialists as well. And so why are we here at One Health Conference? And this really is due to the fact that Brooke have long believed that the health and well-being of people is intrinsically linked to that of animals, and that all aspects of this have to be addressed and work together. As you can see here, this is our theory of change, which sort of tries to demonstrate how we believe that change will happen. And as you can see right at the top of that, that very much fits this kind of one health, one community way of working. So who at the heart of communities and community animal health are veterinary paraprofessionals. So who are veterinary paraprofessionals? Well, these really are the, across Asia and Africa and parts of Latin America, they really are, there's just simply not enough vets for the amount of animals. So we don't see that there are enough veterinarians to treat all of the animals or to be providing the animal health services that are needed. And so we really see that veterinary paraprofessionals, or VPPs, are really used as the primary way of providing, the primary animal health care. And then you also might see them involved in disease prevention and control, meat inspection and laboratories, depending on how much training they've had. But predominantly, they're really providing this last mile service delivery to rural and marginalised communities across Asia and Africa. And so issues that we see in our experience of working with them is really that they have a very variable level of regulation and training. And this, in our experience, can be anywhere from 2 weeks up until 2 years. And the regulation really can actually vary from either county or district to their neighbouring counties. So in some cases in India, we see in one state they'll be very well regulated, they'll be acknowledged and well trained, and in a neighbouring state they're not acknowledged or regulated in any way. And we see that this brings around some issues, particularly leading to very much varying levels of competency. So in our experience, we've seen low clinical reasoning and diagnosis skills, we've seen real issues around biosecurity skills, and also really poor and inappropriate treatment choices and very sort of questionable use of antimicrobials, particularly around sort of later generations and not fulfilling full courses. So we certainly see that quite commonly when we're working with veterinary paraprofessionals. And therefore, at Brooke, we really feel that this is a weakness in the One Health system and could be causing infectious disease and AMR threats to us all. And you can see here that actually in a survey done by the OIE, so 98% of African members of the OIE highlighted that there was a need for veterinary paraprofessional training opportunities. So that really is exactly what we are trying to do. So from medical education theory, we know that a lecture or a demonstration does not teach practical skills. It's a one-way flow of information, much like what is happening right now. And that veterinary paraprofessionals will have received training at best at the sort of knows or knows how to level, which you can see is at the bottom of this the Miller's pyramid. And really what we need is for them to be at the top of that pyramid, at the does level. We need them to be able to have competency and a good amount of knowledge and skills and attitude so that they can be on the front line of animal health. So what Brooke have done is develop a clinical mentoring or coaching approach, and we've really taken 5 essential competencies that we feel are really critical for veterinary paraprofessionals. And these are being an animal welfare advocate, a communicator, a clinical expert, looking at the kit content and how you maintain it, and also biosecurity. And the way that this works is that we really take the training to them. We want to empower them to take the lead in a relevant and individual way. So, what does this look like in action? So you can see a few of my colleagues in the field who are mentoring and training animal health practitioners, both in Asia and Africa. But really, the animal health mentoring framework is a checklist of competencies plus essential equipment and medicines. And we have trained mentors that support and mentor veterinary paraprofessionals in real-life cases. So it's a highly practical tool, and you can see here that our mentors are really grabbing those teaching opportunities, taking time to, at the point of treatment of an animal, and to really show and demonstrate and work through a case and problem solve with these veterinary paraprofessionals. And really this practical approach in our experience has been very important, because this is a group who are often very, very experienced, but have low literacy and competency levels. So sometimes giving lectures or more theory-based interventions have not seen the improvement in competency that we wanted. So we've really seen that this has been successful in building lasting skills that will remain within the communities where they're needed most, and also will improve the livelihoods of the veterinary paraprofessionals. So how do we make this work for us as an organisation? So looking at our Brook East Africa as our example, and with their office being in Nairobi. So Brook East Africa currently work in 17 Kenyan counties, and that they're entering into Tanzania from July this year. And they work in a way that they have 6 trained partner vets who are trained by our Brook team, Dr. James being one of them. And those 6 trained mentors then mentor 115 mentees. And you can see that this will be, so we'll have a few veterinarians, so they might be government vets or private vets, but the vast majority of them are these veterinary paraprofessionals. And that they will be meeting as a minimum once a quarter, but depending on the level of training required, we might see that happening more frequently. And again, another use of this tool is that it's not only our mentoring tool, but it is also our monitoring tool. So you can see here that this is one of the results that we have from one of our programs from 2017 to 2018. So during this time, at the beginning of this period, we had an initial situational analysis within the programme that really prioritised and looked for veterinary paraprofessionals that were most likely to be used by the community. We then took a baseline, which you can see there in the orange, and then over the next year had a tailored mentoring programme prioritising areas of the greatest need and working in this mentoring or clinical coaching way. And you can see here from the results that over the course of the year, we had a 35% average improvement across all competencies. And particularly thinking of the One Health sensitive areas of this work, so biosecurity practices were increased by 38%. So again, this really was looking at things like hand washing, sharps and clinical waste disposal, and also our essential medicines and equipment was improved by 25%. And again, this is something where we saw the addition of pain relief into kits, and maybe the reduction of the range of antimicrobials that had previously been in the kits before. This also allows us to have some information about the wider systems. This goes beyond just the individual. And again, looking at Brook East Africa, their mentoring framework data highlighted to us that over 90% of paravets did not have access to pain relief. And the consequence of this is that I think it would be fair to say that we were quite frequently seeing what we call like a cocktail used for most things in the field. So this would include vitamins, steroids, and a range of different antimicrobials. So really, the Brook East Africa team had a targeted intervention, again in partnership with CIDI, and this was really focusing on building both demand with farmers and paravets, but also finding a sustainable supply of ketoprofen. And this really shows that this data can provide evidence for larger scale interventions, but also for lobbying governments. This is data from the field that can feed up into larger areas of work. So in conclusion, we really feel that veterinary paraprofessionals, and I think it would be fair to say paraprofessionals on the whole, are essential members of the One Health community, and the critical role that they play should really not be overlooked. We also feel that by addressing their education and regulation is also critical to One Health and the success in the future. And also that NGOs can make valuable partners, as often our aims and objectives are really similar to those that we have heard so much about during this conference, and that we may actually be able to help put your research and policy into action and bring real grassroots challenges and experience to the table. Thank you for listening. We'd be really excited to hear your thoughts or comments, and if you wanted to know any more about our work with veterinary paraprofessionals or about our work in horses and donkeys in general, certainly myself and James will be around, and also to hear more maybe about the emerging One Health threat of the donkey hide trade across Africa. So please come and speak to us before you leave this conference. We'd love to get to know more about your work and see how we potentially support it.
Thank you so much, Zoe.